All right, so good night, everybody. Good night, Belmopan. Good night, Belize, and welcome to the third edition of Let Us Talk About Change. Right, and I am you're going to be your host for tonight. My name is Will Smith. Make sure that you could not be with us. We're going to move forward as planned, right? And so I have with me here tonight Miss ABG herself, Miss Anna Banner Guy. How are you tonight, Miss Guy?
Hey, David, thank you, and thank you for stepping in those big shoes that Charlotte left behind today. And we're missing her, but we're looking forward to seeing her back with us next week and the following weeks to come. But we're grateful that you are so versatile and diverse and well experienced at a young age that you're able to just fill in this gap, and that's making me happy tonight.
All right, all right, all right. Well, I know that we have a lot of things that we have been working on this week. You have been working on personally. I know you have your hands in a lot, and you have been having you had a fundraiser, right? Am I right?
Oh
A
yes,
big fundraiser.
right,
Can
David. So
you
our campaign, since we have launched it on August 1st, we have been reaching out to partners, potential partners, local partners, international partners. We have a support group in Los Angeles where my immediate family mostly based, and then we have friends, relatives. My daughter lives in Los Angeles, Roxanne, and she has been doing some wonderful work over there in terms of supporting our campaign and doing some fundraiser. As a matter of fact, just last Saturday they did a huge fundraiser, which was a dinner sale and dessert and food sale basically. but they also invited their friend, had it as their friends, and they had it as a huge activity. And people in Los Angeles are just getting out now a little bit, and so they're all happy to be out. And also the Belizean community in Los Angeles that
Mhm.
are closely knit, and they're glad to have it. They have it as a little festival kind of thing for them,
Yeah,
and in the same like they raise thousands of dollars for this campaign, which we are very very grateful for. And we have a campaign is very expensive, David.
yeah,
We all
that's
know that it takes a lot of money to run for elections, any elections, let alone general elections. And so we need and we continue to need the support, not just of those living abroad, but also of those of us here locally.
mhm.
And we have a bank account here in Dominicana, and we're asking for any donation. It could be $5, whatever you can afford, 50, 100, $1, anything that you can afford. And I'm sure that during the show we will be showing there you go, the bank account information, and it's at the Atlantic Bank. And our main office is at 32 Garza here in Dominicana. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing fundraisers in
Yeah.
different aspects in order to fund the campaign.
All right, that's great. That's awesome, Esana. And I know, um, that shows dedication that you're able to work, for the finance that we need for that you need specifically for your campaign. Right? I know we're in coronavirus time, and with the state of emergency, there's a lot of things that we have to now adhere to. So how do you balance that with the traditional campaign that Belize is used to, that door to door? How do you do that now?
Well, David, traditionally, going door to door, going on the streets, meeting voters, um, taking large groups out to different activities. That's traditionally how we campaign in Belize, and that is the energy that brings a certain energy that goes along with a campaign. And so it's a very challenging time. But what I like
Mhm.
about our team, we're very innovative. You know this, and so for example, we have a very diverse group of people leading our campaign team. Locally
Yeah.
here in Belmopan, we have our campaign headquarters. Four of the top leaders in our campaign, including you, our campaign manager, are all
Yeah.
under 30 years old. And so, yes, we have a lot of restrictions in terms of going door to door, but we also have the opportunity for innovation and showing off of excellent
Mhm.
technological skills, and taking the campaign to another level when it comes to social media, when it comes to really looking at different avenues to really have a full-fledged virtual campaign.
Yeah.
So, and we will get our brochures and our manifesto out to every single home in Bogota. As a matter of fact, we already start to do that.
Yeah.
And that is done in a non-traditional way also, because we want our campaign to continue to be very responsible and conscious of the pandemic and COVID 19, how serious it is. We don't want to
Yeah.
expose our campaigners, we don't want to expose anyone from our team, and of course, we don't want to expose people by just taking groups of people to their homes.
Yeah.
So, for instance, we would have one campaigner or one area leader taking one specific document, just leaving it at that household. We capture the basic information like name and phone number. So we have really tweaked our survey information. Whereas we stand in front of a person or get invited into their homes, that's not happening anymore. We're not going into any homes. We're not
Yeah.
inviting people outside their yard. So we're just basic information passing from the street side by one campaigner to the voter from inside the yard, and it's really working. And so we capture that very basic information, and then it goes into our phone bank. And so that is wonderful. We have a lot of young people. This campaign is a campaign that is different from any other campaign being launched here in Belmopan, and it is being carried out simply because of the transformational work that I have been involved with young people for many years. So those that were 12 years, 6 years ago, are now young voters.
Yeah.
8 years ago, they're now 20. And so those are the people who have been impacted so tremendously by our training. So we have been training young people over the years in public relations, job ethics. Even we even did through Bamapan Active Youth, we even did public speaking training. So
Yeah.
we have young people that are not your average campaigner going out volunteering with our campaign team, and we are very grateful to every single one of them in Bamapan. This campaign has young people that is able to really talk about the candidate in a way that they know her personally.
Yeah. That's good. And I'm excited. I'm excited for where this campaign is going. I'm excited because I know that you really, really have a heart for Donald Trump. You really have a heart for youth and a heart for people in general, right? And um, I know that other people support you as well. And with that, we have our guest that's here for tonight. But before we bring him back, before we bring him on, we're going to have a quick break and then we're going to come back, right? And this guest actually knows Miss Anna very well and has worked with her for a long time. And so we're going to actually get to hear from him and his experience of working with her, right? So just stay tuned and we'll be back shortly.
Belmopan deserves a leader his people can trust, a leader who cares for all.
A leader with a plan. A leader who loves God, family, and country.
Belmopan needs a leader that will engage our entire community in the most positive way, in particular our youthful population.
I am the leader that Belmopan deserves. Through my efforts over the years, hundreds of individuals, primarily youth, have transformed their lives through job training, education, sports, and mentorship that support families. I know firsthand the struggles our people go through and the choices they're faced with. When I'm elected, I will create a youth and child-friendly city. In essence, a family-friendly city. Lead with total transparency. Demonstrate the important value of building and supporting strong families, which produce strong communities. I will create a team of young, working, and retired professionals and others from within our community to form a local planning group that will advise on most needed projects for our entire city. I will, along with a group of experts, revise the existing Shelf Municipal Development Plan. I will create a land and housing committee that will focus on equitable land distribution and housing. I will increase the level of partnership with local organizations, NGOs, and the business community. Most of all, as an independent candidate, I plan to work closely with our city and central government to ensure improved policies and services for our people. I humbly ask for your vote as Belmopan's next era representative in the upcoming general elections. Change that brings hope and opportunities.
All right. So welcome back, everybody. And now I'm going to be introducing our guest for tonight. And he is no other than Mr. Amilcar Omania. Right. And so, first of all, he is a family man, first of all. He's married, he has children. He has also been an educator for many, 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 many years, working in the high school with Bangkok Comprehensive School. And he is the doing person behind one of Belize's most organized football league, the Bonalitos, right? So, good morning, Mr. Omania.
Hi, good night. Good night, Anna. Good night, David, and good night to all viewers, Belmopan residents, and Belmopan voters.
All right, awesome. So, Mr. Omania, I know you are supporting Miss Anna Banagay for area representative. And I know that personally you have worked with her. You have worked with her in many capacities before. So I would like to know why. Why are you supporting her for your representative?
Um, Anna, Anna has shown over the years a tremendous commitment and a tremendous level of integrity and transparency with the work she has done with the youths in particular. And that work she has done over the years has impacted many, many lives, both young and not so young, around Belmopan. And it's because of that level of integrity and commitment that my whole family is backing up Miss Anna Guy as these elections come up. I believe that Belmopan needs a leadership, a representative that is all about integrity and transparency, and Anna has showcased that over the years.
Yes, sir. All right. Awesome. And so, Miss Anna, if you could just recollect, how many years you think you have known Mr. Omania?
So we served as colleagues on the Belmopan City Council between 2012 and 2015. And that's when we actually got an opportunity to become close work colleague. And since then, we have maintained friendship, and that we are building on, have been building on that since.
Yeah, if I may, I used to hear about the Anna Guy before 2012. I didn't get to meet her personally until the latter part of 2011, when we actually became part of the team for the upcoming municipal elections. And since then, I've only seen the tremendous work and admire her commitment and her dedication.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Omania.
All right. So it sounds good. So, Mr. Omania, no, that was on the side of you working her. Now I'm asking you as Belmopan voter, as a resident, do you see her having a chance of winning the general elections here in Belmopan?
Let me say one thing first, and I had mentioned this to Anna previously. We have known historically that the independent candidates have had a tough time through the history of Belize in terms of elections. But I think Anna has two things going for her in Belmopan. One is the level of commitment and work she has done in the city. She has been able to connect with so many youth, and she has done a lot of work by partnership with other organizations and institutions. So the fact that she has connected with so many youths is a plus.
Yeah.
Also, Belmopan residents and voters are very smart voters, and I think that they, for the most case, they vote on the personality, the work ethic, the dedication, the transparency, integrity of the person. So I think that that's something a big plus for Ms. Guy, because Belmopan residents will, and I hope that they will vote smartly come November or whenever elections come.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree. I totally agree. You mentioned about you've seen the tremendous work that she has done, and I am one of those persons that went through the Belmopan Active Youth. I did many trainings with them, including customer service and entrepreneurship and them things. So I know I personally have been impacted by the work that she has been doing, right? And so, Ms. Guy, I know you have a big thing coming up next week, and that is actually the launching of your manifesto, right? So, what do you want to tell us about that? What is your platform? What are you pushing in your manifesto?
Well, David, I'm excited to launch my manifesto, and it is my manifesto is really different from any other candidate in Belmopan, because my manifesto is based on development of individuals, development of our citizens in particular, empowerment of our people. I think that is very valuable. Infrastructure will be done. Infrastructure works have always happened. We have always been building roads and bridges from a national perspective, and that trickles down to each municipality through different programs spearheaded by GOP. However, when it comes to developing and empowering individuals, that's something that we are starting off in Belmopan. We have not seen a leader that they have made any significant, deliberate attempts to develop its people, and this is really sad, because already we have people who are marginalized, and if we don't make specific, strategic, deliberate move to bring those people who are marginalized and create some kind of equity in our population in terms of services and so forth, then our people will continue to suffer and have that dependency syndrome. And I know culturally, this is what politics is to many, and what we have learned politics to be in this country. That's very sad for our people, and in particularly for our young people, because this generation needs to know their value, and we keep through the different political parties, they keep demoralized and devalue our people and even put a price tag on them. I mean, already we have the political parties in many instances disrespecting our electorate by offering one day measly reward in turn for their votes. That is a downright disrespect and disregard of our citizens. I would never disrespect our citizens in that manner. And not only that, it rarely, even in doing so, even though that act is so terrible, it even gets worse. When in doing so, they also exercise different level of discrimination. So your profile, if you look like you're just walking up the street, maybe you have some alcoholic issue or whatever, drug, whatever, then you get a $50. If you look like, maybe you're well dressed, you get 100. If you're this or that one child or whatever, you get 300. Then you have some voters now from the last election that I know, they actually stay at home and protest until they get their demands, which is a certain amount of money for that day. That is a system that I know Belmopan rejects. And I know Belmopan will reject it even more at this upcoming general election. And that is a system that I am up against. And I believe the Belmopan people will join me in that fight. I looked over to my right on the screen a little earlier, and I saw a comment from one of our viewers, Miguel Casanova, and I couldn't really read it in thorough, but what I saw him alluded to was questioning my candidacy. Why am I doing it? They're independent candidates. First of all, I want to go back to a comment that I made in one of the previous shows. Most of my life, in the work that I do, I move towards a need. So to answer that, there's a need. There is a need for a candidate in Belmopan that has a track record of, like Mr. Umar said earlier, accountability, honesty, integrity, and knows how to get the job done. So I believe the voters of Belmopan needed that candidate on the ballot. I too was waiting for that candidate. It hasn't happened. It's also a democratic process. Belize, we have been taught that you need to be red or blue to be on a ballot, otherwise there is no room for you. That is a lie. That is a lie. It's a democratic process. There's going to be a nomination day. If you feel that you're the better leader for Belmopan, put your name on the ballot, and it's a process. So we don't have to limit ourselves. It doesn't matter who is offering themselves for candidacy to become a candidate. You can also be one. He also asked about a debate. It's actually one of the things that I like because it gives me the opportunity to really expand more and question my opponent in some of the things so that they can expose their work and I can expose my work, and our voters would then get a better chance to know who the candidates are.
Okay, sounds good. And we have a next question here, and it's talking about addressing crime. Now I know you have several pointers in your manifesto that you are bringing out next week. But this person is asking specifically about addressing crime. What would you say towards that?
Okay, well, crime, first of all, you have to look at the root cause of crime. Many times we just align crime to young people and say, okay, this is the legacy of the youth crime. I have a different perspective. When I see a young person, even if that individual have been in conflict with the law. For example, I don't write them off. And I believe that crime is a result of lack, it's a result of poverty, it's a result of unemployment, it's a result of lack of opportunity. And my campaign speaks to creating opportunity, it speaks to creating a more robust economy, it speaks to job creation, it speaks to entrepreneurship, it speaks to vocational training, it speaks to getting the young people skilled and equipped and employable. It speaks to coaching small businesses. It speaks to supporting small, medium, and even large businesses in Dominicana. So I believe if we create an environment where there are the young people in particular, since they have been targeted as a criminals, they would be able to access these opportunities. And I have already seen that really that really is the key to reducing crime, creating opportunities.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay. And so, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Mani.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity of looking at the draft manifesto that Anna is going to be launching, and I concur completely with her. It's a people-centered manifesto, and the key to it is keeping people engaged. Youth engaged in all forms, in employment, activities, sports, any other means of keeping them engaged is a way of not only creating jobs and opportunities, but reducing crime. And I go back to what Anna said earlier. We have seen infrastructural developments around the city, and that may be okay, but I think that we have missed the point of connecting people and really engaging people and improving the quality of life of people, which I think her manifesto is bringing across.
Yeah, that's good. And I do believe that. I do believe in inclusion. I believe that together we could definitely change Bomopant for the better. And I know that is what the manifesto is about. It's about inclusion and including everybody. Right. And now we are, to be honest, we're winding down. I wanna bring your attention to one little thing that we're doing, something a little bit exciting. I know we're going into the September celebrations. Well, we don't know if there's gonna be a celebration this year, but we're gonna be doing our own little celebration, right? And we have a little competition that we want to do, and we're calling it the Patriotic Selfie Competition, right? And so this is something that Miss Anna Banergai herself wanted to do. She knows that a lot of times youth really want something to do for the September, and so she has a little incentive for them. And so you could win $100 cash by posting a selfie with a patriotic representation. So what that means is you have a flag in your background, you're wearing a blue shirt, something that shows that you're patriotic and love your country. Use the hashtag ABG2020, and the winner will be chosen on September 1st based on the person with the most likes or reactions, right? Because I know Facebook has more reactions than just a like, right? So the person with the most reactions will win, right? $100. And so we're winding down. We're out of time, but I want to ask two of you, Mr. Romani and Miss Guy, if you guys, what is your final words for the people of Dominicana? Right? I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Romani.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Romani. Yeah.
I just want to ask the residents of Belmopan to really look at the candidates that are offering themselves and look at Ms. Anagai as the candidate that has the track record, the person with the commitment, and tremendous dedication. I admire Anna for her tremendous dedication in whatever she sets out to do. So I ask that the residents give her an opportunity to become the area representative for Belmopan. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omania, for agreeing to join us tonight. And I really appreciate your support and the support of your family. And I'm sure with the tremendous work that you have done in Belmopan over the years, particularly relating to sports, and your teacher for so many years, I'm sure that support will trickle down to people who have the trust and confidence in you to know that you're not going to align yourself with just any candidate. I really appreciate that. Yes, David, thank you also for stepping up and coming to host the show this evening. Otherwise, you know, we would have to have done something else. But it's good that we have you that are so versatile. Japan, we want to stay safe first of all. We know we have an increase in coronavirus cases, and that's unfortunate. We still have the opportunity to do something in protecting ourselves and taking basic precautionary measures such as sanitizing and cleaning our hands, making sure always we're wearing our mask. If there anyone else around, I like, for example, when I'm out, I wear the mask and the shield. Um, I'm very conscious that I always have my sanitizer with me. I do not go in large crowds. I keep my distance from other individuals. Even this exercise that we're doing now, you, David, me, and Mr. Omania are in 3 different places. And so we're making, our campaign, we're making extreme effort to be responsible. And we urge Belmopan residents and Belize and the whole to do the same. Thanks to our viewers who tune in. I want to say a big thank you to those who commented. You know, it doesn't even matter what your comment is, but you have participated, and that brought some level of energy into the conversation. We appreciate you, and we ask you to tune in and invite others to listen to the show, as we plan to be here every week leading up to the general elections. And of course, I want to urge upon residents to support the Advanagai campaign team. And if any of our campaigners offer you a flyer, kindly take it and look at the plans and consider me as your candidate for the next general elections. Thank you, David. Thank you, Mr. Amanda, and thanks to our viewers.
Sure.
All right. And so with that, we're going to say good night. And join us next week as we go again with Let's Talk About Change.